So as you can see, the ice is lying around the ground tonight, and I just thought I'd do a little experiment here. The Ginlun 125, only one choke is working on one of the carbs, and I want to see will it start up. You can see the ice almost sitting on the seat here. This is stone cold. I'll show you. I haven't had it running at all. Stone cold, so let's give it a shot, see how much it takes to get it started. Stick on the choke, well, whatever bit of a choke there is. Not the worst little bike in the world for a Chinese thing. Probably won't stay running. Yeah, but at least it starts. I'm going to take the choke off now. I'm going to try it. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it doesn't want to rev out though till it heats up. Stick on whatever bit of a choke we have. Don't even have any choke on it now at all. Don't know why that's sticking like that. Choke's kind of stuck or something. Don't think the choke's working now at all on it. Doesn't feel like it. Still starts though. Anyway, have to fix that choke sometime. See you later, guys. Anyway, disregarding the Ginlun 125, which still has to be repaired. Tonight, I don't care how cold I have to get, this engine is going back into this bike. The ice is lying on the ground out here. It's very cold in Ireland at the minute. And not only that, but it's just been really freezing cold, and like for the like of you American people, the cold in Ireland is different to what you get in places like America and Poland. It's a lot wetter. A cold, it gets right into your bones. So when I say it's cold here, yeah, it's really cold. The temperatures don't read as much in the minuses, but the cold gets right into you. So I'm going to undo this now, and I'm going to bang the engine in the night and have that done. I cannot attempt to start it tonight because I don't have enough oil, and I have to get some, but at least I'll have that much done. And maybe I can set the spark timing too if I'm lucky enough and I don't get too cold. Okay, let's get started. So that's the bike stripped of its seat and tank again, ready to receive the engine, as you can see. I tried the key there. May need the engine in it for any power to transfer, but there doesn't appear to be anything in the battery at all if it should run without. Just having a quick look at this frame to see how bad it actually is, and you know, it doesn't look too bad. A lot of that's dirt, not actually rust. So yeah, a good paint job would help that a lot. Wouldn't take much to paint that frame. Then you only have these couple of little blue bits to do. The tank. Might do them mud guards blue as well. The chrome's pretty much gone on it. And even worse here, as you can see. It'd look better in blue than it would the way it is. And the chrome's really shot on the wheels too. Right, let's get this engine in. I'm going to lift it into place now, and we'll see where we go after that. Yep, so this time I've put it on the centre stand to make life a bit easier. I mean, it doesn't lift it clean off the ground anymore, as you can see, but it'll be a help. And I know, yeah, I've seen that chain as well. It's not great, is it? So we will be replacing that along with the sprockets. So yeah, one thing at a time. We're going to do this first. Let's get the engine in. So after a bit of struggling and messing, I have the engine back in the bike, and I have the first two bolts in, which go down on the bottom here. You can see there's the first one, and then there's one way down here somewhere. Oh no, that's the second one there. I don't know if you can see that there, and up at the top here. So I have a couple of brackets now which need to go on. I'll just try and get a bit of light here. Yeah, I have a bracket that needs to go here and on top of this piece, and then I have another bracket that needs to go up here onto the frame there, and we'll get those on, and that'll be the engine in then, basically. Get them all tightened up, all the bolts, get my chain on, and that should do us. Yeah. Well, do you want the good news or the bad news? Right, good news. Engine's back in the bike. Exhaust's on, headers, whole works. Bad news. The clutch isn't working exactly right, but I might be able to sort that. But the worst thing is that this bike hasn't moved in a little while, and I went to just roll it back into position to give up for the night. The front wheel seized, and I don't know what's caused it. Will you see what it's doing? And I mean, I haven't had it anywhere or anything for start. Like, I mean, the last time I had this out, I was riding it. I mean, this wheel was turning. I don't know what's going on with it now. I've released the brake, still doing it. Something's stuck inside, or as you can see, it's not wanting to move anywhere. So now that's another problem that's thrown into the works, and I'm going to have to go now and take this wheel off and find out what's wrong. But it's probably a good job that I'm doing that anyway, because if you look at this bearing, it's not looking good, is it? So that bearing might have to be replaced also. But hell, what would it cost that to gets stuck like that? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Guess we're going to have to find out. It's -2 degrees here now, and I'm outside. And I was going to give up for the night, but I can't get it put back into position, can I? So I'm going to have to look at this now. Yeah, so I very quickly took the wheel off here. And the brakes were a tiny bit stuck, but not too bad. But there is a coating of rust on them, on the pads and inside the wheel. And that's just proving that this bike sitting out here, it isn't doing it any good. That's our speedo drive just dropped there. Yeah, it's not doing it any good. So we're going to have to get this done as quick as we can. And hopefully it'll not do any more damage leaving it lying out. But I will have to give that a quick rub with some paper or something. Yeah, this bike's like a sexual disease. It's like the gift that just keeps on giving, isn't it? He just couldn't ride it. He couldn't ride it with this bike. And I've had it covered up, but obviously the condensation is getting to it. So, well, at least we know what it was and sortable. Well, that's the wheel back on. Always a good idea to use a new Jubilee clip too, guys. Never use an old one. Not a good idea. Those bearings are definitely seen better days. You can see the movement there. Yeah, so I might have to word with the owner on that one. Might do that wheel too, the bearings. Yeah, well, let's get our brakes sorted now and get inside into the warm. I can see that I've got this wrong and I have to slide it back out again, slide it back in. But that's my doing. Well, I'm finished for the night. I decided to go that one bit further. Even though it's pretty cold here and I was in a hurry to sort of get inside, and I wanted to get this bike into the dry because I feel that it's not doing it any good leaving it out there covered up. And miracles can happen. I did manage to clear enough space to fit it into the shed here, which is good. At least I'll not be too worried about the engine getting seized up in here, but outside it probably would. The front wheel was seized, you seen that. I've loosened it up now. The chain had gone pretty bad, but it's going to be changed anyway. But I'd get so far and it wouldn't go any further. I thought that the gears were slipping into gear or something, but that's not what it was. It was this chain. This chain got a very bad doing outside, so it's not doing the bike any good to be outside. And I cleared a space for it here so I could pull it in, and I can pull it out whenever I'm working on it. That tank was already like that when it came here. I do have to clean that out, but look, it's okay for now. It's all right. There's no space to get into the dryer here, but look at how packed this shed is. Just wow. There's no space to do absolutely anything in here now. Yeah, but it leaves a big space in my yard, and you can see the mess of my yard. See all that green? I'll tell you where that's coming from. There's two big huge shelter belts. You can't really see them there, but they're there just up above my yard here, and they just destroy everything, and it makes the yard look absolutely horrible. So I'm gonna have to get a good brush and a power washer and give it a good going over, and hopefully it'll be back into some sort of decent condition. But that's it, guys. That's me for the night. Engine back in, and I did set the spark timing. I didn't show that, I didn't record that, but I did set the spark timing on the bike when I had it outside. And I replaced the gasket for this side panel because it was leaking a little bit. So I replaced that gasket. Hopefully that's all it is. And that's it. The only other thing now is to get oil for it, and we'll try and start it up and see what it does, but I don't think the clutch is working right. There's a bit of an odd clutch on these. It's got this bar on this side of it, and there's a little mechanism on this that pushes the bar in, so it's a bit odd that. I'll have to figure out how that gets adjusted or whatever. Or if any of you are watching know how to adjust that, could you please tell me? It would be much appreciated. Okay, so bikes inside. That's 3 bikes, 4 bikes in this shed, believe it or not. There's one sitting there in pieces at the back, you can see it. And there's an NSU quickly in there, you can see it just poking out. There's an SH50. And then there's this CD175, all in this tiny little shed. No bigger than your garden shed. Well, maybe a little bit bigger than a garden shed, but not much. Yeah, if I get a chance the next time, get a bit of decent weather, I'm going to try and clean this out a bit. The only way of cleaning it out is to get rid of one of these bikes, and it's going to have to be this one. I really want to get this painted up and out the door. But I can't do that until it's running properly. That's just it's just a thing of mine that it has to be running right before it leaves me. Right guys, signing off for the night. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Demo 690. Actually, I was just going to say, these restorations, you really want to have a bit of a screw loose for doing this sort of thing. And Andy there, you'll agree with me on that one. It is an addiction, a horrible addiction. And when you get some of these bikes, you keep buying parts, even though you don't need the parts. You buy them in case you will need them. Or you find another one of these bikes and then you need them. There are parts that are rare and don't come up too often. So it really is a horrible addiction to have, but at the same time a lovely feeling whenever you get these all nice and shiny and running for the first time, and it gives you a bit of pleasure. But just look at what it leads to, guys. Before you decide you're going to start restoring bikes, make sure you have space. Right, good night. Thanks for watching Demo 690. Please subscribe and comment. Thank you.